If it doesn't, oh well. So, oh, here we go. I think it's connected. So, yeah, like the video says, I feel like we kind of, whenever we're not getting the results that we're looking for, or things aren't happening the way we want them to happen, we end up just making a bunch of excuses because we're just not good enough. Just my opinion. And the reason why I say that is I talked about this in another video, but I felt like I told my sales trainer that like I just feel like we're stuck at $2 million in business, and like it's been frustrating because it's like we did it last year and we have systems in place and everything. I'm like, all right, this year it doesn't help that I set my goals extremely high, but I'm like, we're gonna go to 4 million. Like that's what I want. And like honestly, I don't even care about the sales amount. It's about the profit that was coming from that, which would have probably been an extra like $600,000 to $700,000 in profit. So anyway, I told him that, and I kind of went through this, but I'm like, it just I feel like we're stuck. I don't feel like we're going to go any further. Blah blah blah. And then eventually asked if he had anyone that he knew because I'm like I'm tired of like trying the same shit. Like I just need someone that knows what the hell they're doing and bring them in. So anyway, they absolutely destroy it. This is the second full week that they've been doing it, and the numbers are nuts, like nuts, nuts. So again, the consultation rate, because we charge $75 to go out, so we give them the ballpark over the phone. They want us to come out $75. After that, they book the job. And so anyway, we were hanging in the 8 to 12% range, depending on the month and all that kind of stuff. And this guy comes in first week, he's at like 20, 24%, and same thing for this week. So like double, right? And I was telling him like, hey, just to let you know, like the volume is going to be going down for the summertime, and but you keep on booking the jobs the way you're doing. Like I'll just keep on sending you the leads. I'm like, you're just I look at you like my star running back. I just need to pass you the ball. Like I need to get the ball to you like every freaking time, right? So I'll take the other person and do other shit with them. Get them into the other areas of the business because they didn't really want to do sales anyway. Not that they were doing a bad job, but obviously like he's closing at double. So anyway, I was having another discussion with him. I said, hey, the volume's going to be coming down, but in my experience, what happens is, people are on vacation, stuff like that, and then we get this big rush in like September, like this almost a mini spring rush because people are back to real life and blah blah blah. And he's like, you know what? I don't really like to like give time frames and stuff like that because or say it's going to slow down in different parts of the year because I feel like it's just an excuse, right? I'm like, like you're not wrong there. So anyway, last year, and again, I don't really know sales numbers because I only care about profit. Like I don't care. Like we could do $500 million, but if I'm still making the same amount of money, like who gives a shit, right? That's like just shit to puff out your chest, make you feel important, but it doesn't matter. Profit, it's all that matters, in my opinion. Oh, dude, what the freak are you doing? Anyway, so with that being said, last year's for June, okay, just talking about June. So for the entire month of June last year, we hit like 56 grand in profit, something like that. And like honestly, that's right around like keeping the lights on numbers, like not much better, right? And the month before that, we hit like $150,000, right, for last year. Well, this year we were slightly under for May. So instead of hitting 150, I think we're at like 125, something like that. And but typically we drop down to like the 50s, right, for June, July, August, and then we pick up a little bit in September. Well, between the sales trainer, between the new sales guy and everything else, and he had a lot to do with it for this week. But this week alone, just 1 week, we hit $31,000. 31, like it's nuts. So we hit 60% of our sales or our profit last year for the entire month in 1 week. So for the entire month, I think we're at 62, something like that. So at this point, we already made more this year than we did for the entire month last year, and it's only the 17th. So I do feel as though it's, for me, I think I was making excuses. Like I just, and maybe it was more towards like I just didn't know what else to do. Alex Hormozy, I talked about in another video, but in case you didn't see it, he talks about like you got like when you're growing your business and then it drops or it stagnates, it's because you got to the level you were because of like what you knew, and you brought in people that didn't really know what they were doing, and then you started, you trained them to know what you know. Makes perfect sense. But at some point, that stops working. Like because like you can only get to a certain level because you don't know any better, and that's what I told my sales manager. I'm like, I feel like we're stuck here. Like it's so frustrating. And I know we're capable of more, but I didn't know how. So at some point, you got to start looking at the business, in my opinion. Again, I'm not trying to be like this know-it-all, but from what I've personally seen, that I got to a certain level because of what I know how to do. I know how to get leads. We know how to put systems in place to, provide a great experience to the customers. But we don't know how to freaking sell. And that's why we're stuck at the 7% closing rate. Now, yes, I did talk about the 8 to 12% closing for consultations, but again, we're at 8 and 12% on average for a consultation. But when it comes to booking jobs, we're at 70%, right? So, if we, if we have 10 consultations, we're only booking like 7 of those jobs. Well, we're already at 7% and then 60%. So total, you're looking at, if you take, 12, I don't know, 6 or 70% of 12, I'm assuming that gets you somewhere in that 7% range, right? So that's where we're at. Well, actually, if you take, I guess between 8 and 12, the average, that would be 10%. So, 70% of 10 would be 7. So that makes sense. So that's where we're at. So hopefully that makes sense. So that's where I'm kind of at. If anyone cares, I went surfing again for the first time in a while, and then I end up just picking up a new board, and I just waxed it, and I'm like dying to use it at this point. So, but I think we have to go back home for a barbecue for my subcontractor because we've just built an awesome relationship, and so if you're really against subs, you may want to look into subs. It's worked out really, really well for us, not only from the installation side of things, but now he's actually helping with the deliveries of, for the wholesale and then for my company as well. So what it has allowed us to rapidly expand the, the crap that we, build in the warehouse, because now we don't have to worry about delivering it. Like, it's just delivered. Now I just have to worry about buying the shit and having someone put it together. So it's been pretty good. Hope this shit helps. If not, sorry. If you need help, again, send an email, support@localprohelper.com. I don't have much time, but I can help with doing like videos and shit for you, or put a comment somewhere.